Today we're in West Palm Beach, Florida, Southdale Laundromat and First Class Laundry Service. We're going to meet Natalie and find out how she runs 4 businesses out of this one space.
I really liked that when realizing that I don't need to work for somebody, I want to work for myself.
And at the very end, we're going to tell you all the commercial accounts she's been able to bring in. Stay tuned. Today's episode, we're with the very smiley Natalie, who's got a lot to tell us about where we are. I know we're in Southdale Laundromat.
Yes.
But we're also First Class Laundry Service.
We are.
Tell us what that all means.
Well, we are in Southdale Laundromat. We're here in West Palm Beach, and we started this business 10 years ago. I decided I wanted to do some more pickup and delivery service, some commercial business, and I thought, what better way to do that to operate here at Southdale, where my mom owns the laundry, and operate my own business where I bring in those kinds of clients.
Mm-hmm. It seems like you've got, I see residential bundles back here. I know we're going to take a walk around and see some of the commercial accounts, but it looks like you're serving all kinds of different markets.
Today's was a hair salon,
Okay.
a yoga studio, a Pilates studio. We do, event rentals. We do med spas. We do all kinds of different kinds of businesses that need laundry. So many different kinds of businesses need laundry, and we're here to help them. Quick and easy way to get on with their day.
It's interesting. We always see the big trucks out on the road. Cintas, Aramark, Image First, all the kind of big commercial guys.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many of those small businesses that really are looking for you. Right? Someone that's got
Yes.
something that's sort of right-sized to their needs.
We just cater to the smaller businesses because those are the people that need it the quickest, easiest way possible. We just started with a guy called Float Plus, like a sauna, ice bath,
cold plunge. Yeah.
And he just needs his towels done every day. That's how he operates. He needs the towels washed, dried, folded, back to business for him. We're an extension of them, really, honestly. When they need us, they call us in and out the same day. So that's what we really pride ourselves on, is fast and reliable. And
And I saw the woman from your neighbor next door. Nail salon came in to do laundry here, so basically they're coming in doing a commercial account. But
Yeah.
they're doing it on a self-service basis.
Yeah, we have a ton of self-service. People come in and they drop off, and we do wash, dry, fold for them. We do pickup and delivery, residential and businesses. Everybody needs laundry done.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a laundry. Well, let's back up a step. You mentioned that your mom got in the business years ago. Then you sort of joined the business and you brought all this energy with respect to the commercial accounts and delivery. But what about your background? I think you said you left the corporate world. You're tired of being behind a desk. I need to know more about that.
Yeah, it's funny. When my mom retired, she bought this laundry. And for me, I never could understand why she did it, but I obviously now know. She's been in this community for 10 years now. I mean, it is a community. People come in here every single day. We communicate with them. We see their families. They come in and out. It's a relationship business. I really liked that when realizing that I don't need to work for somebody. I want to work for myself and build my own business. But what's great about it is that it wasn't my background, but I find using all the skills that I knew growing up, in business, it's all about people, and it's really about the community, and that's why we're still here.
What are some of those other corporate lessons that you've applied here?
Well, it's
Understanding
a lot of teamwork.
relationships?
A lot of teamwork. I mean, our staff here is the best. We've had the same staff for 8-10 years. These are quality relationships that we have with these staff, and they're the backbone of the place. I mean, they do everything for us. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day. We're all on group chat, constantly communicating, and communication is key to anything that's going on here. That's the biggest lesson. It's a lot of communicating.
Well, one thing that's also clear to me is that you've brought forward from your corporate career some of that marketing knowledge, and so we're at the Southdale Laundromat.
Yes.
But that's not the name of your commercial and residential service. So tell us what that brand is and why maybe you decided to take that approach with 2 different brands.
So First Class Laundry Services is really that extension of the laundry, I guess you want to call it, because what we do is we do pickup and delivery and the commercial accounts. So we do have some partnerships here at Southdale that we do the aquarium. They do all their maintenance on their staff. So we do a lot of their laundry, but we also have a dry cleaner who brings their wash, dry, fold customers because they don't have a washers and dryers. They bring their customers stuff here to wash, dry, fold. So, but I really have made sure that First Class Laundry Services is catered to small businesses. We do residential as well. We actually do the camp trunks for sleepaway camp kids who, when they come home from the summer, they're all the big duffel bags that come back. We do all the laundry for those kids. That's a hit. And that's where I know First Class Laundry Services has taken it to the next level, doing that for people.
And that's a trend that we're seeing with our members, where the laundromat itself for self-service has a brand, but then there's a customer-facing brand that's going out there to the homeowners for residential, to the small businesses. And frankly, in some markets, maybe there's still a little stigma attached to the laundromat part, so maybe they don't want to.
That's funny you say that, because I do feel that way. Because the residential people that want their stuff picked up and delivered, not to say they don't know where it's going, but they know that it's going to be laundered and come back, but they don't want to go in.
Right. When did Mom buy this, and then when did you come on board?
2015, she bought it. I came in 23.
Wow.
In that time, we've done a lot.
Essentially taking it from zero to be a packed store now.
Yes.
So what do you think First Class looks like in a year, 2 years, 5 years from now? I mean, there's got to be maybe limited by just your capacity to wash.
Well, the capacity, right. The capacity is always the biggest, you're like, can I take this on? Can I take this job? When do they need it? What are the dates? Like, it has to make sense, right? So for us, that's where, it comes into play. I have to make sure, I had to turn down one piece of business because it didn't make sense. And, location-wise also, we service from Fort Lauderdale all the way up to West Palm, but if it's too far west or too far east, it just doesn't make sense for our drivers. We have to make sure that's what it is. But and continue to kind of pound the pavement to get new business. And by word of mouth, referrals have been great. We look ahead. I mean, I don't know exactly where we're going to be in and how many years, but we just keep on going. Yeah.
So what was that corporate background? What were you doing before?
I was an executive assistant in a role where I was managing lots of people. And I know that was one of my strong suits. You're organized, detail-oriented, the whole bit.
Right. You need that.
I mean, this is logistical, and this is, busy, and you're constantly talking to people, but I managed people for a living. It was great, but again, own your own business and do your own thing.
Okay, well, we're now out in front of this laundromat / production facility / commercial laundry /
A lot of slashes.
Everything.
A lot of slashes.
You mind showing us around?
Sure, come on in.
Let's take a look.
Thank you.
The first thing that jumps out to me is we got some big dryers here, and those look like tablecloths.
They are tablecloths. We service an event rental. They send us napkins, they send us tablecloths, and everything that we do here is Monday through Friday during the day, so 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is when these people need them. They need them in the afternoon, they need them quickly so they can go out and use them.
And they look like they're in great shape, but I got to ask about any of the finishing needs or ironing, or what does the client look for, and how do you deliver on that?
So we wash, we dry, obviously, and then we press.
Okay.
So things are pressed and they're hung on a hanger with plastic over it, and everything gets sent back with our drivers back to their facility so they can use them.
So you got some 60-pound washers that I'm sure are getting a lot of use. Some single pocket dryers here that are 75-pound. And then we've got a row of, these look like 50-pound or 45-pound stacks.
Yep.
So the up and down here, and some more like 30-pound stacks here. And then you've got one 80-pounder here in the back, and I imagine that one of the machines that you're buying for.
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Yeah, our staff,
customers.
Yeah, easy transition to the dryer and then in and out. Everything's in and out.
Yeah, it looks like a very convenient setup here. And then now if we can kind of sneak in here, but you've got your team, I met them earlier.
Yes.
And they're working on some linens. So I see them stacked up here. So tell us about this account and these wonderful people you've got doing the laundry for you.
Yeah, this is Lillian, Amelia, and they're my staff. Like I told you, my backbone. They're great. We do a small hotel in Fort Lauderdale and all their linens, and we go back and forth to Fort Lauderdale twice a week.
Okay.
And that's when they need it. So
you said it's a 90-room property?
Yeah, 90-room property.
So small enough where you can fit their needs here. And like I said, they're probably not maybe a perfect customer for one of the big guys out there. So they've got to get home with
people call us because they know that they can get stuff in and out, and just being reliable. That's what most people need these days, is reliability.
Let's take a look over here on the other side. Store like this, you got to find every square inch for storage. So it looks like we've got some storage here for residential bundles up here at the front. This side looks like we've got some of the smaller machines. So you got some 30-pound capacity machines. We kind of call 10 pounds a load. So this 30 pounds is a 3-load
Yes.
machine. And some smaller double load machines here, working our way around to the back. Folding table space. I bet this is getting a real workout.
People are like fighting for them just because we don't have enough space, but it's good. I mean,
Yeah, again, it's one of those good problems.
Good problems to have.
And I noticed that you've got a card system in place, and I think you were telling us earlier that this store has been all cards since day one, which would have been years ago.
Yes.
And so you've continued to operate the store on that basis. And
yeah, it's been easy for us, you know. I mean, with the exception of technology, you know, like it's always an easy way for people to just put the money on the card and put it through. We don't do the quarters, but at the same time, you have this laundry card that you keep with you so that people in the community can keep coming back and using this, you know, the card.
so this is how your vended customers are paying. Customer walks in the door, this is probably the first place they come to. They need to add some value on the card. So how do they find their way around this?
So we have two ways that you can do it. It's cash or credit card. So if people have cash, all they have to do is put their card in, put the bills in here, and then it'll add to the balance. And then once you're done, you just take the card out.
And I see up here you've got a bonus program. What's that all about?
We do. So if you put $20 cash in, you'll get $22 for your 20, but it's only with cash,
Only
not
with cash.
not credit cards.
Not with the credit card.
Correct.
Okay. So you got lots of ways to pay here. Okay, well I see that this is a card operated store. So for the folks at home that don't know how this works, why don't you show us how it's done?
So yeah, we use cards. So all you have to do is put your clothes in, put your soap in, and then when you're ready to go, you just put the card in, you choose hot, warm, or cold, and you hit start.
It's that easy. Circling back, I'd be interested to see how you've got things set up to bill all these commercial and business accounts.
Yes.
Because I imagine that's no small task.
That is no
to get
small
these
task.
people invoiced and paying on time. And so how do you tackle that?
You know, it's funny, when I first started 2 years ago, I was searching for a POS system of my own.
Yeah.
And I found one, and it was great. And then I just found a new Curbside Laundry. I'll be using them now. We're transitioning now, using their POS system, and it's been great. It's been pretty seamless. The platform is great.
So you're billing all the residential customers, all the commercial customers
Everybody.
through that platform.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, it's one thing to do the laundry, it's another thing to get paid for it. We got some 40-pound washers and
Yep.
some more stacked dryers, helping with capacity. And then here is home base for the drop-off
Yeah.
station. So who do we have here, and what do we have in this section here?
This is Isabel, one of our best employees. I love her. She's been here how many years now?
7.
7 years. She's been here a
Excellent.
long time.
Excellent.
Always count on her to keep the place clean. Before you guys got here, she was cleaning all the machines.
I see that, yeah.
Constantly, and that's what keeps people coming back, you know? Having a clean laundry is key. We obviously have competition, but it's always nice to be able to see the same face, everyone saying hello. You know, we know all the people that come in and out of here, and it's nice, and she's great.
Well, it looks that way, so thank you for that. And behind Isabel, we've got kind of little retail, detergent, soap, etc. So tell us about just that as a convenience for the walk-in customers.
Oh, people buy it all day long. I mean, they love that they can come in here and buy their, you know, the laundry soap, if they want dryer sheets, if they want fabric softener, bleach, we have it, and they buy it.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can buy it over the counter here.
Yeah, we can't
Super
even keep it in
convenient.
stock.
Yeah, we'll see that.
We can't even keep it in stock. They love it, and the Suavitel is like one of the best things that we
course.
sell. Yeah.
No doubt, because we're talking about a multifaceted business here. So how do you handle the wash chemistry and detergent for the commercial business and the residential business?
We have a supplier that we every week, you know, we get all of our supplies. Everything from the plastic that you saw on the tablecloths to the bags to the hangers,
yep.
even the small vending, because that's like a huge part of our business. I mean, they don't go to Publix and buy the big thing. They
Right.
come in
They
and buy
come
the
here,
small,
do that.
you know, small detergent, and it's great.
Well, Natalie, in this busy place, I think I only found one out of order sign right here. So that means that you're obviously on top of all the repairs around here.
Yeah.
So are you making repairs? Do you have an independent contractor? Like, what's your strategy for keeping the machines with maximum uptime?
I mean, we always want all of our machines to be up and going because we do so much business. So we have an independent contractor who comes out and services. He's like on our speed dial because, I mean, stuff breaks, the card reader, the board, the handle.
Right, you lost the handle this morning.
We lost the handle this morning. I mean, so we took a picture of it and we sent it to our guy, and he makes his way here a lot.
So is he just on kind of on an on-request basis by the hour, or do you have him on like a retainer?
No, we don't. No, well, we pay him as he comes.
Okay.
But we call him all the time.
And that's one of the more common issues that we run into with our members is, I wish I could find a great repair person, someone who's available, who's on time, and all the rest of it. So kudos to you.
Yeah, we've had the same guy for a long time.
You know, pay him on time, buy him lunch, be friends with your repair person because you're going to need them.
He's
come back
fantastic.
all the time. All right, Natalie, when we walked in, you let me know that you were just part of our Women's Laundry Network webinar that just happened earlier today.
Yes.
So that got me thinking about CLA, the Laundry Association, the fact that we have a women's initiative. So how did you get involved in that, and how much value has that brought to you?
You know, it's interesting. Obviously, social media is how you learn about everything these days. Basically found that there's a women's division of CLA, which is great, women owners, and I just was interested in it. So learning is really important.
Yeah, building out your network.
Right, and just talking to different kinds of people, and I love that.
So the Women's Laundry Network is driven by obviously this incredible cohort of women in the industry that are getting larger and larger by the day.
Yeah.
Every month there's online programming, there's networking, and at our events there's always an opportunity for people participating in that program to kind of get together and kind of build that camaraderie. So thank you for being part of that. It's a fast-growing part of what we're doing.
It's great. No, it really is nice to, you know, not just the women, but everybody in the industry who you're talking to on a daily basis. You learn new things all the time. So we're always growing.
Yeah, no doubt. So what has sort of been your approach to pricing some of these full-service options, starting with the residential?
I have staff. I have utilities. We know what we need to make it make sense on a daily basis for the residential. So we always have done, you know, the 15-pound minimum, and that's sort of how we've started. Not to say we wouldn't take anything smaller, but it's a 15-pound minimum, and that's how we price. It's $275 for a 15-pound minimum order. For commercial businesses, it really depends.
It's
customized, it's all
right?
customized. I mean, depends on how often you need it, frequency, how fast you need it turned around. I mean, there's so many different ways that we
How
price.
soiled the linens are. Like is it easy to clean or hard to clean? Easy to fold, hard to fold?
We have so many different kinds of businesses, and everybody has a different need. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's kind of hard to tell, like, you know, what I'm going to charge everybody. But once I know all the requirements are, what all the needs are, what all the wants are, then I definitely would, you know.
And I would say a lot of our members will tell me, really almost every one of my commercial accounts is priced differently, just based on what you said.
Yeah.
Are the majority of those by the pound, or do you have any that are by the piece?
Yeah, there's by the piece, but mostly by pound. Mostly by pound. Yeah.
Do you find that is easier to manage from your end of it? Because I know the per piece is more kind of like how the big guys charge.
Yeah.
You know, per towel or per sheet or per pillowcase.
Yeah, no, we do per piece for our event rentals because it's just easier to do that. But the hotel is by pound because it's just linens. So that's what we send out, and we do it per pound. But everybody's different. Every business.
Well, that's where the experience comes in, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you get burned on an account, and then next time you maybe charge a little bit more.
Exactly.
Maybe you learn it a little bit easier.
Well, I've learned so much in the last 2 years that I've definitely have restructured a little bit, only because you have to. I mean, you know. You
have to adjust and adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, that brings us to the next topic, which is, I mean, you've created this great business in such a short amount of time. So for the folks out there that maybe they have a laundry and want to add commercial business, or they just are entrepreneurial and maybe they want to find your store, Natalie, to come process laundry. What is some advice that you would have for folks that are looking to create a lot of commercial business?
I really just believe that if you align yourself with the right kinds of tools, you know, your sales guy, your marketing, that's the best way to start, because that's how I started. I mean, I just really didn't have a sales background, so I needed to farm that out to somebody else. So people who know how to do that, that's where where the pros come in. I needed that help.
Well, you talked about adding a third shift, which is an interesting scenario. You said that the landlord was cool with it. There's a city ordinance against 24-hour laundromats, but if you close the doors, you'll be fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a strong possibility that we might have to do it because, like I said, we're like fighting with our other customers for machines sometimes. And, we need the big washer. We need all kinds of different kinds of washers, and people are here and it's busy. We have to figure out a way how we can have more time.
What's the vision? What's the 3 years from now, 5 years from now? Time and money are no object. What does this all look like?
I mean, I might need a warehouse. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we just need to position ourselves. We can take in more customers with the time that we have. And if we have to do the third shift, we do. I would love to have like more folding machines and, and pressing machines and all that kind of stuff so we can provide for our customers.
Right. Well, you'll get there one step at a time. You're only 2 years into
I'm
this.
only 2 years in. I mean, like I said, when you said to me, it ain't right. It's only been 2 years. I can't make myself crazy.
So, Natalie, what does your day-to-day look like? People always are asking, well, how many hours a day? How many hours a week? It's an absentee business. It's passive. This doesn't feel very passive to me.
We were just laughing on the webinar about the fact that how can you have no attendant here? You have to be here.
Right.
Like my day-to-day business is constantly talking to customers, texting, calling, emailing, invoicing, logistics with my drivers, with the girls who are actually physically doing the work. I'm constantly working.
So altogether,
Yeah.
how many people do you have on the payroll here to make this all happen?
9. Full-time, part-time. My drivers are, depending on when we deliver stuff back, they have their set days when they're here.
All right, Natalie, so we've got this 9 people that are here. Then you've got independent repair person you mentioned who's not on the payroll, but might as well be. In terms of the equipment that it takes to make this all happen, we saw a lot of it on the walkthrough, but you've got a wide variety of dryers in terms of capacities, everything from 75-pound singles down to 30-pound stacks. And then what is the washer kind of breakdown in terms of capacity? It looks like we've got some 20-pounders.
We've got some 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and actually 180 in the back.
What is the sort of the revenue breakdown? Is vended 50%? Is the other stuff, do you have a sense of what the percentages would break down to make the whole across the whole business?
Majority of it is self-service.
Okay.
We do a lot of drop-off laundry. I mean, we did a lot of business last year,
Right.
like a lot of business, and I would say it's about a quarter of what.
Yeah, the total in here.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the business, right? Some people, it's a point of emphasis and it's 20, 30, 40% of the business. Other people, it's kind of a sideline. Oh, it's 5 or 10% of the business. So it just kind of depends on what you build up. So the revenue breakdown, I always like to use that, self-service is still the king.
It is. it is. That's how we make a living.
I think one of the interesting parts of your story is that you, in a sense, sort of inherited this business. What would be your perfect approach if you were to do it all over again?
I mean,
would you do the same model?
Now that I'm in it a little, I would definitely need a little more space,
Right, more capacity.
More capacity. I think it's just for us, we're just working with what we got,
Right.
I mean, if I do it all over again, I would try and get maybe like a little bit of a warehouse space next door.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a bay that just became open in the shopping center. I was like, maybe we can go over there, so I have ideas that are rolling in my head that I could definitely use just more space to get, more business and it not be so cramped when we're doing it.
But fundamentally, you still like the idea of doing it within a laundromat space because you've got that self-service to kind of keep things moving.
I mean, in terms of a running laundromat, that's the bread and butter of it. This is just like the gravy, I guess you want to call it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's a good way to do both. Doing both for us, it's been a blessing because there is a way to do more in just a one business. Like there's so much you can do.
Well, it's the thing. Some people like to grow the business by adding a second store, third store, fourth store, fifth store. Others like, well, let me optimize the revenue potential for the one spot.
Yeah.
And then we'll worry about it.
I was just going to say future spots. I just can't wrap my brain around how I'm here, you're just busy and running around doing 3, 4, 5 laundries. I mean, you would have to have, somebody managing everything. There's a lot of potential here.
So we wanted to circle back a little bit and talk about technology. You were just showing me on your phone that you had sort of a generic app that could help with tracking
Invoices.
customers and invoicing and all the rest. And now you're making the transition to a laundry specific platform that requires learning the ropes. Between that and are there any other technologies that help you manage this business on a day-to-day?
I mean, I'm on my phone, like on the go, invoicing, sending texts. I mean, my phone is like my office.
Right.
You know, that invoicing app has been key for me. If I don't get home until 4 or 5 o'clock, I need to send invoices and I don't want to go home and do work.
So how many days a week are you hopping in the car and making deliveries yourself?
A lot. I mean, listen, sometimes you gotta do it yourself. Like my husband work, from home. So sometimes I make him go do stuff if I'm just too overwhelmed. But my drivers are running around, I'm running around. Yeah, we run around a lot.
That's a typical hands-on laundry business. Every entrepreneur, there's always this risk of burnout because it's your business 7 days a week, all day, every day. You're responsible for all this. So I know it's stressful, but what are some of your coping mechanisms? How do you kind of approach that? I mean, how are you doing on that? It's okay to admit it because we're all jammed up with
we have so much going on day to day, and it's not just work. You have your home life and your children and everything that you have going on. I get up every day and I'm happy, so I'm happy that I have a business of my own and something that I, whether or not it's myself doing everything or my staff crazy because I need them to help me do something. I think it's really easy to burn out, but I just really try not work a full day, So if I don't work, I'm not working 40 hours a week. I'm not. I come in mid-morning and leave at 2, and that's just how I make sure that I'm not overdue.
Okay, so you're part of this big shopping center. What can you tell us about that? Looks like we got some key anchor tenants, so give us a sense of where we are here in this plaza.
Yeah, so we're at the back corner of the shopping center. It doesn't really matter that we're in the back corner. It actually feeds into the neighborhood that's behind us. It's a nice little area because there's the community back behind us, and also we're right by the beach, so there's lots of good shopping around this area.
So the shopping center is great. Just builds traffic. It's got a lot of people coming through.
Yes.
And then looks like more of the immediate neighborhood, maybe more of that typical laundromat customer, more of that lower income renter type that's more immediate here.
Yeah, that's what comes in every single day. I mean, we have a lot of the same people that come in, day in and day out. Like I said, it's a community feel, and this is really where everybody kind of congregates.
But then not too far, you've also have the more affluent customers that are probably using your delivery service.
Yes.
And I would imagine that some of your commercial customers are also serving the more affluent areas for tourism, hospitality, etc.
Yeah, we do a few, like a yoga studio and a Pilates studio right on Palm Beach Island. Then there's people who come in from different, tourists. A lot of tourists come in because they're staying by the airport, which you can hear right now. But yeah, it's a great location for us because it really pulls from lots of different stuff.
We mentioned earlier that you even have Secret Service agents coming through to do their laundry.
Yeah, we do.
What does that look like?
So they're all staying right by the airport. President Trump is here. He's obviously staying at Mar-a-Lago, which is 5 minutes down the road, and all the Secret Service who stay by the airport come and use our laundry.
See, you never know who's going to walk in the door.
I know. And they all talk to each other, so they told them about our laundry, so it's pretty cool. They have a group chat together. Because when they all come, they're all in and out of town all the time.
Right. I bet that's one of the first things they ask is, where
can I get to do my laundry?
Where can we do our laundry?
And I've actually gone to the hotels over there to introduce myself because I get a lot of calls from them as well. People coming in and out of town, it's perfect. Yeah. And we're literally down the street. All right, Brian, let's get to work.
Okay, let's go. Got to load these things up.
Yeah, we do.
I carry 2, you carry 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, Natalie, so you're using your own vehicle, doing some of your own deliveries.
Yep.
What customer is this and where is this going?
So this one customer is a yoga studio, which is in Palm Beach Island. And then this one's a hair salon, which is in Del Rey.
Okay. All right, Natalie, thanks for putting me to work.
All right.
You got this commercial business. One of the questions I get all the time is what types of businesses should I be going after? And so you're so kind to kind of give us your laundry list. Let's have it.
We do a party rental, we do a med spa, a yoga studio, a Pilates studio, a hair salon. We do tablecloths for an event planner, assisted living facility, pet groomer, Airbnb rental, which is a great one, flood restoration, and we do for a church and a synagogue.
Yeah, and you had the kids from camp,
Oh, that too. That's a great one.
and your neighbor to the hair salon.
Neighbor at the hair
We
salon.
keep adding to the list.
I
That's
know.
so great.
There's
Well,
so
thanks
many.
for sharing that list. Everybody knows that there's plenty of laundry out there for them to take care of. If you enjoyed getting to know Natalie's business as much as I did, make sure you like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you these great videos from our members from around the country.